Reg was the new Jimmy McGovern drama. Wrongly,
No,
Luke,
well-
you said last week that the last thing he did was Common. It was Banished, was his last thing.
That's true, actually.
But
And
Banished
also,
was an afternoon
It
thing.
wasn't Jimmy McGovern. It was Jimmy McGovern and Robert Pugh from Dr. Foster who wrote this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
As it turned out.
So this was about Reg. I forgot.
Keys.
Whose son was died in Iraq, and it basically follows him realizing that he went out with hardly any ammo, and that's when he got killed. And then obviously he learns that the war in Iraq was based on a lie, and he decides to run against Tony Blair in his home constituency. That was the basic premise, and it went across 90 minutes.
And true story.
Which was one of the problems I had with it, which I felt the story was far too stretched out over that 90 minutes.
The first half an hour was, and I'm sure they meant it deliberately, but slow and painful at times.
I have to say, when we talk about this, for people who may have watched it and been emotionally connected, we're not talking about the story the thing that happened in real life.
What I would say, in sort of a broader sense, without going in too deep, I would say it is an important story. It needed to... But I don't know if it fits at the mould of a TV drama, certainly a 90-minute TV drama. I didn't find it as entertaining as I should have done for it to be a good TV drama, if you know do you know what I'm getting at?
Yes, I have to say I was almost, and this is going to sound awful, but again I'm looking at it as a piece of storytelling and TV drama, almost bored from the word go. I thought Tim Roth, who was playing the real life...
I thought the performances were brilliant.
No, I thought he was too... I wanted to wake him up and
I wouldn't criticise Tim Roth or any of the performers. I thought the performances were brilliant.
First of all, it is very weird seeing Tim Roth playing someone who is placid, and that's what the character of Reg Keys was. Although he was a man of action and did things, he was not one that got angry or over-emotional. He just dealt with things. And I think he did that very well, but of course it came off as a bit bland to start with. You're like, you've just lost your son, where's your emotion?
I just don't think they gave us enough exposition. We all knew that it was going to be, the son dying in Iraq, but they didn't give us... I was at no point was I emotionally connected to the story at any point.
I think the point of which I became interested was when he started saying, I'm going to stand in
section. I would
that was
agree
the
with
turning point in the show.
That sort of petered out. They tried to do this thing where he and the Ralph Brown character fell out after, the Anna Maxwell Martin character was hospitalised. There was that really cheesy line about, you're going to hate me halfway through the campaign.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
that was... but I must say, though, the ending, the last speech did get me. It got me there. And I think we're sort of all of a sort of... agreement on this, then, I believe.
Yeah, sadly, instantly forgettable. I mean, that is not fair.
No, and I think the thing is that there was no, I'll call it McGovern magic. There was no signs of him being involved in it. This could have been written and done by anybody else, really.
It almost felt deliberate, because last week you said you thought this would be quite preachy. But it really
it had the potential to be, and it wasn't. It didn't have
but I don't know
any
if it was
fire
deliberately
about it
trying not to be.
I associate Jimmy's work with a lot of fire and passion, and this had it was pretty flat all the way through.
And I think the thing is it was very middle class.
I have to say, I had to pause it several times and come back to it. I could only...
I managed it in one going, but it was tough. I remember tweeting you two going, have you seen Reg yet? Because I was trying to say, gosh, this is hard work.
I didn't even like the colour palette of it. I found that annoying. It was very grey throughout, and it just...
Well, it was set in Wales, and then they went to Sedgefield. Sedgefield is a very grim northeastern town that the Prime Minister chose in order to have a safe seat,
Apart from the performances, I can't... It's just... And it wasn't bad, it was just sort of... On paper, it seems like a good story to... write a drama about, but when you've actually
of course we all know he wasn't successful. We know.
But then they set that thing up as did he come third so he could have spoken?
Yeah, I think
you don't know how far he came in the poll. We know he didn't win it, obviously. But...
Oh no, you do. He came. They did actually reveal he came only about 100 or so votes behind.
Luke's point is that we already
There was
knew
never a
that he
good
wouldn't
yeah.
win.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
But what I am saying is, when they set up the thing that you can only talk if you come third, that I thought maybe he came third because I didn't know who came second and third. Do you know what I mean? So that was that was the sort of thing.
But I think if you follow politics in this country, you know, in any way, shape, or form,
But
if you
Gary,
follow
this
it closely.
happened
Hold on.
11 years ago. You can't remember.
That was only in Nicker in Arms.
Finish the sentence before you attack me.
No.
If you follow politics closely, you will know that independent candidates struggle, and that they introduced the idea of having Martin Bell, who was the first high-profile independent, and he came third or fourth in his by-election where he stood on this kind of one issue, which is what this wasn't he? He wasn't saying the economy's rubbish or immigration or whatever. He was literally standing because of the Iraq war and his son dying. And I think if you followed politics at that time, you would know he didn't win even before the polls and what happened in it.
What I'm saying is, again, you know he didn't win. I said that, but I wouldn't know where he came from everywhere else with everyone else.
I would.
This goes on for a fair while, so I'm just going to save you the bother and whiz through it myself.
They set it up that he might beat the Conservative candidate because they had that scene earlier on where they asked him to sort of sit down and stuff like that. And I think you just said Martin Bell came third.
Okay?
Yep.
Oh my god!